down here and use their medevacs to pump units into these little nooks and crannies at the back of the enemy base. So could see a drop, and still no siege tank research. I'm not quite sure what Elwar's thinking is with this. He really needs to get that online. It's a bit of a mistake. Sometimes you see that also happen from the Protoss point of view when a robotics bay comes down, but they forget to research thermal lance. So both are pretty damn crucial upgrades, and it's really going to cost Elwar, I think, that he didn't get that research. Now it's finally going, but he's already pushing out against those rocks. And luckily for Elwar, he's got that supply depot there, and it takes ages to get these rocks down, but it is worth it if you're going to go for an early attack. So not sure if this is such a good choice by Rake choosing to bring those rocks down, because he's basically given more time to Elwar to get his siege tank research online, but he can't know that, so we'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, he is getting a couple of mortals, and the robotics bay is out for Rake, so looking to be early Colossi right now. Meanwhile, the siege tech will be finished in any second now, so this could be, well, it could be very bad for both players depending on how this fight turns out, because if those siege tanks get into position, that can completely wipe out that army. Both players expanding right now, so keeping up there, but of course we'll have to see what Elwar has. He's got these Vikings coming out of this starport now, and just more Marines, so we'll have to see. It looks like Rake will be the one who's going to take it to him first, so we'll have to see how that works.
Yeah, I don't like this choice by Elwar going for Vikings. It does give him a little bit of insurance against the Colossi, which he must imagine is on the way, so it'll be good for that. But I feel that if he had got medevacs early, he could have taken this really good composition of units that he's got, especially now that siege tank research is done, that he could just drop it in Rake's base and really do some economic damage. But he just seems to favour this passive play for Terran, and it did work so well for him, and he's actually going to choose to scout and harass with this Viking, which I don't think is going to get too much damage, especially because the Observer's seen it, and these Stalkers can just get immediately into position. He does see the robotics bay with the Chrono Boost going off on thermal lance, so he does now know that Colossi are going to be on the way, and look at that, 2 Vikings queued up as soon as he sees that. So pretty good, you know, scouting rendezvous there. He didn't have to burn a scan on it. He can actually use his mule mana on actual mules. So yeah, good choice there by Elwar, but Rake is in really good shape right now. He has really nice unit composition. He will be having to deal with these siege tanks, but he does have those couple of mortals to absorb the shots, and a really good balance of units. All that really nice mix of gateway units that we saw from Rake in the previous game, sentries and stalkers mixing it up, and able to get these mortars on really fast. So I'm not sure who's going to be the aggressor here. I would assume it's going to be Rake, simply because Elwar plays this really passive style. But once these Vikings are out, he's going to be able to hit and run these Colossi, so Rake really needs to think about making a push.
This Viking being a bit sneaky there by the expansion, landing and being taken out by those Stalkers quite cheaply. So Elwar is moving out, so he is for once going first, so he is going to be pushing this Protoss expansion. He doesn't want that to be online very much, for very long, mind you, so we have to see what Rake's response is, because it looks like Elwar's unit composition is quite good, especially with these Vikings in the air. They can snipe these Colossi if he's not careful. So this fight is about to happen in a couple of seconds, so we'll have to see how the micro turns out.
Yeah, pretty crucial battle here for Elwar. He's massively behind in income. 45 harvesters to 24, 1300 to 600, so really important that Elwar does a lot of damage here. He's really committed to getting these units out of really fast. So this is going to be a crucial battle. Sieging up there, which is good for him. He's not going to be caught out of position with no siege tanks, and he's got that horrible positioning for Protoss here that he can shell his expansion, but he is committing now. His Marine's going to work, but good focus firing there by Rake. Going for this first siege tank, does take the siege tank out. These Vikings going to take the Colossi. Siege tank going to work, and the splash damage really going off. Lots and lots of Marines and Marauders, and bit of a bad choice there by Rake as he goes for the siege tank line, and the Marine Marauders just take him out. But he does have a Phoenix online, which will counter these Vikings quite nicely, but there's so many Marines and Marauders, and now the siege tanks are moving in. Not sure what Rake's going to be able to do here. He does have another Colossi almost out, but he's starting to lose his gateways. This is bad news for Rake here. Elwar going to work, and I was shocked at how well that fight went for Elwar. I thought Rake's composition was pretty good, but now he's just doing so much damage. Another Phoenix down, all these probes coming off the line for Rake. Bit of a desperate Hail Mary play, and the Colossi goes down. This SCV is headbutting this Stargate, and it completely evaporates the Viking that pops out. These probes do get a few kills, because even though they're not able to take out the many of the Marine Marauders, but the siege tank damage will do the damage there, and the probes pulling off and taking out the siege tank. And now these units are finally mopped up, but more reinforcements streaming in for Elwar, and Rake has almost nothing at this point. Not sure what he's going to be able to do. He's going to have to micro like crazy and hope this Immortal gets out in time, but there's just really good situation for Elwar, who's not being harassed at all. He's able to build up and send in more units, so this is real desperation times for Rake. Not sure what his answer is going to be, with even more units streaming in and those two crucial siege tanks coming across.
Elwar going for the expansion wisely, making sure that since those probes did get taken out at the main, he's going to stop any mining going on right now. So the Phoenix actually lifts the siege tank up, so not going to be able to be in this fight. These Marauders going to town on these Stalkers now, so powerful against them. So Rake really has not much left. The siege tank now sieging up, going to make sure it works. And that's about it for that game. So wow, there you go.
And Rake calls GG. So Elwar is our champion of the Whirlpool tournament. I guess that makes him king of the broadband. Maybe Conroy should call him up and give him first dibs on the OVN for being the broadband champion. But no. Good game there by Elwar. He just plays himself back. You know what? Rake was looking so strong, especially taking those 2 games in with relative ease there. So now, but Elwar takes it in the ace match. So he finds his game and he finds his stride with Terran, and that's a wrap.